Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Sports Tuesday to you. This is your guy, just the guy talking sports here on the Tuesday. Hope everyone is feeling lovely and doing well. Just a few topics, nothing much. Love to hear your comments, though. And as usual, if you like what we're talking about, we would certainly appreciate your support and be a subscriber, please. But love to hear some comments as well. Did you guys watch the game last night? San Francisco completely dismantled New York, the New York Jets. Let me see, what was the score on that one? I should know the score, right? 32-19. I watched the first quarter. I didn't watch the whole game, to be honest with you. I thought that Aaron Rodgers during that first quarter, uh, he looked pretty good. He and Garrett Wilson was they were working hard, hooking up. They got uh, Brees involved, and New York Jets. Their offense was humming and it was going well until San Francisco's defense just completely put the clamps on them. Probably more so than that, it was San Francisco's offense. The name Jordan Mason. Has anyone ever heard of Jordan Mason? Never heard of the dude until last night. But so goes the NFL. But San Francisco's run game was completely dominant. Mason had 28 carries for 147 and a touchdown. Brock Purdy completely outplayed Aaron Rodgers. That's to be expected. This was Rodgers, first full game as New York Jet because of the Achilles injury last year. And for an older dude, 40 years old, he hasn't played much ball over the last two seasons. So I guess a little rust was to be expected. But man, San Francisco, they just mauled them on the ground. And, say what you want about football. The game of football is a very basic, elementary game. I wish my Pittsburgh Steelers and their leadership would figure this out. Once you have the offensive and defensive lines figured out, and you're strong from the inside out, then you can win some ball games. Like San Francisco put an undrafted player back there who hadn't played and I don't know when, started him, and he looked like a freaking all pro. Jordan Mason, undrafted free agent out of Georgia Tech. I saw a stat that those 28 carries were his most carries since he was in high school. That's crazy, but that's how dominant they were. And they had their whole cast outside of McCaffrey, Debo did his thing, and Brock Purdy completely outplayed Aaron Rodgers, although it was more or less the run game. But Purdy did what Purdy does in that offense. He was steady, found his weapons. But the MVP of San Francisco's offense last night was the offensive line, and in particular, Trent Williams. That's why you pay a left tackle of his stature what you pay a Trent Williams. Completely dominated. Brock Purdy's jersey was clean. And I mean, what happened to the vaunted New York Jets defense? I thought they had one of the best front fours in all of football. San Francisco did what they wanted up front at will to those guys. So I was just so impressed because I don't think anyone knew outside of Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brain trust that McCaffrey was not playing. And that leads me to another point. So McCaffrey wasn't playing because of a calf injury as well as an Achilles injury. The thing about that was not on any reports. And you got to keep in mind that the NFL was in bed now with all these draft sites, DraftKings, and all the rest of them. So what do you guys think about that? it's sort of interesting. I mean, I know that, if you placed any prop bets or any lines or anything dealing with McCaffrey because he wasn't there, I believe those bets would be voided. But it still raises a sort of a moral issue. It's sort of a slippery slope now that the NFL is in bed with these gambling sites. I mean, because of gambling and all the money these NFL owners are making from gambling, it's a pretty big deal because when people place bets, and yeah, it's called gambling, but when people place bets, they want to place bets on known information. And I don't think anyone outside of the 49ers knew that McCaffrey wasn't playing. It's my dog down there. You want to say hi to the people? Shadow. So yeah, man, that was interesting, and that leads to some questions. Do you guys think that the NFL needs to have more transparency around injury reports and things of that nature, especially when you take into the fantasy football and the gambling aspect of things? So love to know your thoughts about that. But that was that on a Monday Night Football. The other thing that was funny to me about the game is I tuned into ESPN2 to the Manning telecast, not knowing that Bill Belichick was going to be on there. I did not know that until last night. And it was, I figured, it was pretty entertaining. But the thing about it is, I don't think it works well when you have three people with that type of football knowledge, because everyone was trying to talk at once and get in, and Bill saw something, Peyton saw something, Eli was chiming in. And on a couple of those remarks, it was funny because Bill Belichick ran on with his comments and Peyton was trying to get in and interject and produce his comments. And you can see Peyton kind of getting a little flustered and frustrated. So I found that to be funny, but it was entertaining, very informative. But like I said, I'm not sure it's going to work when you have that much football knowledge and brain power in one room and one telecast. So that'll be interesting to follow in the months ahead on that Manning telecast. Some other things, like I said, Purdy did outplay Rodgers, but during the first quarter, you can tell. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, once he gets his feet set, he is still a world-class thrower of the football. I mean, dude can sling it once he gets back there and gets his feet set. So I think the Jets I think they'll be okay going forward. Once they work out the kinks, I think they'll be okay. It's amazing what a competent quarterback, what a difference a competent quarterback makes. So we'll see going forward on that. Doing that, it's funny because if you watch the Manning cast, you heard things like slam route and all these football terms. That was interesting. What do you guys think about that and how they use that? I thought that was kind of interesting. It was pretty fun for a football geek like myself, but it'll be interesting to see how it ends up going forward. And I'll probably wrap up this episode with some sad news. I am from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, Western PA boy, born and bred. Paul Skeenes, the Pittsburgh Pirates' first-round rookie pitcher, was scintillating last night. Let me see who they played. I want to say the Cardinals, but let me double check to make sure. I want to say the Cardinals. Let's see. Pittsburgh Pirates. I usually don't follow football, baseball until October, until it's pennant season. But man, that Paul Skeenes, that dude is a baller, scintillating. First pick out of LSU. Yeah. So Paul Skeenes, 22-year-old, allowed one run on 6 hits and the Pirates 3-2 win over the Miami Marlins. This dude is awesome, man. And the reason why I'm so sad is that he's going to eventually go the way of all the other Pittsburgh Pirates stars. I mean, the Pirates really pretty much throughout my lifetime. Certainly after the 1982 season. So after the Willie Stargell, We Are the Family Pirates with Dave Parker and Omar Marino and the glory days, Bill Matlock, the Pirates are nothing but a glorified farm system. Every superstar they get, from Barry Bonds to Giles, like whomever they get, they just get plucked away out of free agency because whoever the Pittsburgh Pirates ownership is, it used to be McClatchy. I couldn't even tell you who it is now because I don't follow the team. They're a terrible organization. They got probably one of the most dominant future or young players, young arms in the game. And when he's up for free agency, one of the bigger teams, probably the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Red Sox, one of the big market teams, will just they'll just lure him away. And that makes me sad because Pittsburgh is a great sports town. Of course, we love our Steelers first and foremost, but the Pirates can never get good. And this Paul Skeenes kid goes a long way towards them being a competitive organization. Man, I mean, the city would totally embrace that. And you'll see that beautiful ballpark that we have down there on the water sold out. But Paul Skeenes, I just wanted to give him a shout out last night as he fanned 9 and 6 innings, lowering his ERA to 2.10. This dude, if you haven't watched him, you got to check him out. He throws 103 miles an hour with the most ease of anyone I've ever seen. Reminds you of almost a young Nolan Ryan with the amount of velocity that he can get on the fastball. Another tidbit, Skeenes became just the 4th rookie to reach 150 strikeouts and 20 starts or less, joining names like Terry Wood, the Dr. Dwight Gooden, and Mark Pryor. Dude is a stud. And just a little sidebar, this dude is I'm not going to say he's engaged, but his girlfriend is probably one of the biggest social media stars and pretty good gymnast as well. Livy Dunn out of LSU. So the boy Skeenes he's cleaning up at the plate and he's doing quite well off the field as well. So just wanted to throw that in. But love to hear your comments, gang. So appreciate you being a part of this audience, the best audience for my money on YouTube, period. And that's pretty much all we had. Just wanted to shout out Paul Skeenes and recap briefly the 49ers demolition over the New York Jets, and probably watch a little WNBA basketball tonight. New York Liberty and Aces are going strong. And how about Asia Wilson? Hands down MVP, balling. Caitlin Clark is probably second, but Asia Wilson is the best women's basketball player on the planet right now. Yeah, that's all we have. Until next time, family, peace and blessings, and thanks for tuning in.